What's going on, guys? It's Ryan, the Hot Toys Collector from Ryan and Crystal's Reviews, and today I'm back with another Hot Toys review. This is Rocket from Avengers Endgame. Happy to have this figure in my collection. Looking forward to it, but let's cue the intro and let's go! All right, so we got the box art here. Looks really nice. It's the figure. It's not a picture of him from the film. It's just a picture of the figure. Love the A right here. It's got that nice smooth texture to it, that matte style smooth texture finish. We got Rocket MMS 548 1/6 scale figure. We got the, got to look at the Ravager symbol right there as I put it in the frame. And then the Avenger symbol there. We got the credits on the back. We get the exact same thing on this side. So let's get the figure out and let's take a look at everything he comes with and see what he looks like. All right, so here we got Rocket in the clamshell. You can see everything he's coming with. He's got quite a few accessories here, which is really cool. So let's take a look at him first. Let's get him out of here. Slide these our little plastic pieces off. I hate the ones that are around the feet because those always seem to be the most difficult to get off, but those seem to come off pretty easy on him. And then don't forget the tail. You got one for the tail, so let's take a look here. So he comes with the typical Rocket head sculpt. I don't think they've really done anything to this. It looks like maybe a little bit darker right through here and a little bit darker on top, which is, you know, they just kind of make little small updates and changes. The suit itself is definitely a change. We haven't seen him in anything quite like this. The Guardians 1, the Guardians 2, the Infinity War figures were different than this one. The Guardians 1, he was in the orange jumpsuit. Infinity War and Guardians 2 were both that same blue style jumpsuit. So this is a little bit different. So, I mean, he does wear this differently in the film, so that's exactly what they would go with. He only comes with the one head sculpt, which is kind of disappointing. I would have preferred to have him in the regular, just normal, simple, easy, mouth closed head sculpt. Because, you know, there's some, not always in the film does he have his mouth open. I'm not sure. I think I have my regular Guardians figure, the regular Guardians of the Galaxy pose with the regular one. So we'll get him out here in a second to take a look. So you can see details on the belt. Looks really good. We got the holsters for the guns. That looks really nice. So as far as articulation goes, he gets arm about this high. We get this shoulder pad here, so you got to be careful about that. That one goes up pretty easy. That'll turn, go back, no big deal. Hands, we get the... so these gauntlets are not attached. So his regular small hands, you can see, don't have these little wrist gauntlets. So you'll need to keep an eye on that when you make your change for your hands. Legs are going to go out about like that. I'm not going to take it too much further than that there. There's a little bit of stretch material over there in the middle, but you want to be wary of these. You don't want to damage your figure going that way. And then leg kick up, you get pretty good. You can see this is that right there is going to be your problem spot. You get that pretty good. You get the double jointed knees. This piece right here, his knee pad, is separate, so it's going to slide up and down. And then you get the foot goes up that way. It will just barely go down, not much. You do get a little bit of toe articulation, you can see there. And then you get a little bit of ankle pivot there. So head-wise, you get side to side. He'll look up pretty good. You can see there. And he'll look down pretty good. So it's a ball joint with the neck piece there, which will allow the neck to have a little bit more stretch or a little bit more up to look up. And then, of course, you get the tail on around, all that good stuff. So let's take a look at all the accessories and the stand, and let's see with everything he comes with. All right, so we got Rocket and all the accessories out of the box. So let's take a look at some of these accessories a little bit more in detail. So here is the nano gauntlet that he comes with. Now, this is just a piece just like this. There's not a whole lot to it. This doesn't articulate at all. The fingers don't move. It doesn't light up. It is basically just a pose piece. It doesn't bend, doesn't do anything. There's no port here to slide this on a figure or anything like that. So it's just for posing, strictly that, and that's it. But it's cool to have something like that. You could pose this with Hawkeye if you wanted to. You could pose it with Black Panther if you have Black Panther from the movie, because that's pretty much the same suit that he has in Endgame. So you could pose it with the Iron Spider, but these do not light up. So that kind of sucks, but still not bad. So let's take a look at his blaster. We'll call these the pistols. So you can see here, I like the detail here on the grip. Looks really nice. It's got that nice textured detail. You gotta look down staring down the barrel, looks really cool. You can see the detail in there, looks really nice. Really cool. They don't do anything, so there's no articulation with these, which normally when we get we'll call them alien style guns, you really don't get a lot of articulation or movement with it. So we get two of those, and then we'll call this more of a blaster rifle. So again, this one's got really, really cool articulation through the barrel, or excuse me, detail through the barrel, not articulation, detail. And I really like this right here, the way that this two-tone color. So it's got this gray finish to it, and then you get this yellow, kind of this dirty yellow underneath. Looks really nice. You get that same style of grip. So those will fit in his hands the same. These will not fit in these holsters. So these are the only ones that are designed to go in the holster. So that's pretty cool. Obviously these are too big. They won't even, and the size is different on the barrel, so they wouldn't even fit down in there. And then we get the ether, we'll call this extractor. So you can see it's already got the ether in there. That red glowing, which is really cool. If you catch the light just right, it kind of gives that look of it, of it glowing off. And then we get the prongs there, and the back end of that looks really cool too. That's really cool that they included this detail. I know he uses it in the film, but they don't always include things like that. So they get two different types of scarves. So this one has a wire in it. You can kind of mess with it a little bit. It is attached right here, and then attached again right in here. So you got to be careful with it, but you can kind of bend it around a little bit and kind of get it to play. You can see I can bend this, get it to kind of go like that, etc. And then we've got one that doesn't articulate, but it's firmer. It's more of that resin style material, and this is just going to sit on over his head, or on his shoulders, excuse me, around his neck, and hold, I guess, keep his neck warm. So then we've got two different sets of goggles here. You can see here, one goes, they are magnetic, I believe, to the top of his head. Yeah, so they're going to fit just kind of like that. You can see there. And then I think you can even put him, I think you can even put him on the figure if you want. Those I think are supposed to be for on his head, and these are the ones that actually go on over his eyes. But they should fit. Oh, they don't. Okay, so you got two different types of magnets in there, so you got to make sure you get the right one. So the one that's a little bit wider here on the edges, as you can see this one's a little bit rounder. This one's kind of got a little more prominent piece there. That's the one that's going to go over his eyes. That magnet is specifically for that. So it's going to look kind of like that, which is a pretty cool look. And then we've got three different hands, extra hands. Let's take a look at this one. This looks like the hand to hold the ether extractor, because it doesn't have a trigger finger. I'll show you if we can get in close here and get this to focus in. So you can see that one, yes, because that one has the time bracelet on it. Get that to focus in. Looks really good. You can see the detail there on the glove. The back of the glove looks really nice. Detail, even on the fingers, they've got that little bit of detail, which is really cool. The inside, kind of that smooth detail, but it looks like there's even a little bit of rough there, which is really cool that they include that. And then you get a trigger finger for holding one of either the rifle or the pistol. You can see the detail on the back of that, looks really nice. And then you get another one here. This one also has the time bracelet on it, and that's for holding a pistol as well. And then these hands that are on him, that come on the figure. They're just kind of open style hands. There's nothing too crazy about them. Get that to focus. Yeah, you see that one's got the time bracelet on it as well. So let's take a look at the stand. So this is your typical rocket stand. The pole's a little bit shorter. The good thing about this is since he doesn't weigh that much, you can kind of get him in a dynamic pose if you wanted to, or a flying pose. You just move this up a little bit and you can kind of bend this around and get him into a flying pose, which is really cool. But it's our typical Avengers Endgame stand. We've seen plenty of times before. The Ravenger logo here in the middle for Rocket. We've got that glossy A, and then this rough matte, whatever kind of finish over here. And that says Rocket there on the front. So, all in all, it's a solid figure, really nice figure. I like it. So let's go ahead and get the light box set up, and we'll take a look, and we'll compare him to the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 figure, and then the Infinity War figure. Okay, so here we got Endgame Rocket, Infinity War Rocket, Guardians 1 Rocket. So you can see Guardians 1, he's got the orange jumpsuit. Infinity War Rocket, he's got the blue jumpsuit. It's the same one he had in the Guardians 2 figure. And then we have the new one, the Endgame Rocket. So for size comparison here, it's kind of hard to tell because of the Infinity War Rocket. Mine struggles to stand up on his own without the base. So I've kind of got him in a weird pose where he's leaning a little forward, so he's going to look a little bit shorter than the other ones. But we look here at Guardians Rocket. He's, you know, about 6 1/4, right at top of ear. He's right at 6, but then again, you've got to take into account that I can't get him standing straight up. And then Endgame Rocket, he's right at 6 1/4. So they're all about the same height, and it's a really nice figure. I'm happy with the figure. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. And looking forward to having him pose. Can't wait to get the Iron Patriot in stock, or in, so then I can pose him with Iron Patriot. I think that's going to make it for a really cool scene. So I appreciate everybody watching. Please like and subscribe. My socials just popped up there. Please come over and follow me on Instagram at the Hot Toys Collector. I'm going to post a lot of photos over there. I'm going to be taking some pictures of Endgame Rocket here. We're going to be doing some Photoshop, stuff like that. Appreciate everybody watching, and we will see you in the next video. See you guys.